back to Glen. No, we are on Maypole Farm for one last time. So we have the some milk to sell from the cows. We have all of the leftover crops to sell, and that's what we're going to do today. So there's a nice pile of sugar beet left from feeding the cows over the winter. They have enough food to last them the rest of the day, and then they're going to be loaded up and shipped over to Glenlarden. So everything must go. The only thing that we're not going to sell today is there are some soybeans in the silo. Those are going to be loaded into the trailer and taken with us. So this save game was originally something that I did to fill a gap while my gaming laptop was sent off to be repaired. It's turned into, I think, something quite cool that's obviously still going, got a lot of life left in it, and has been so far a lot of fun. I've played Maypole Farm now 3 times, I think, this map. I end up just keep coming back to it, and in the end creating this little custom farm on a start from scratch save with most of the harder settings turned on. I don't do stone. No one enjoys doing stone. So yeah, but first load of sugar beets in the trailer. I didn't fully load it, but close enough. We needed to do another trailer load anyway, so I was never going to get them all in. Not going to get the best price for everything today, but just need to get rid of it, not taking it with us. The logistics would have been a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, I guess I could have got 2 or 3 bale lorries in, but I think it's better to turn it into cash, really. We've got the start of a decent feed supply in at Glenlarden, so we might need to buy a few bits and pieces. What I'm actually hoping is we can make a massive payment off the loan. So a couple of quick things to throw in. I guess if you didn't watch the last Glenlarden video, why didn't you watch it? You should go back and watch it. There's a giveaway in there for a copy of the Hay and Forage extension for people who play on Steam. So, and we're doing that draw on Saturday, so a few days left to enter, and the last time I looked there weren't many, so you've got a pretty good chance of winning if you do enter. All the details for all the stuff for that are in the in the description of that video as well, so go have a look. Who'd forgotten just how loud the Fiat was? Yep, I had. It's coming back with us. I think I've said I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these tractors when I get them to the new farm. They might just be parked out of the way. They might be donated to another local farmer for a bit. We don't really need them on the farm now, but I don't want to sell them. I want to keep the heritage as we go through this. The little I always struggle whether it's an Ursus or a Zetor, and I haven't driven it in ages. The little tractor we are going to bring into the yard because I really enjoy driving that little thing. I'm going to be using it in a bit to load up all of the bales. It's such a nice little tractor. I think, as I have said, as we go through the years, I might have to give it a little bit of a tune-up as we go, as keep it up to date, shall we say. But all 3, I say all 3, I think the Deutz that we've got here is not the one that we originally brought, but the Fiat and the little tractor did so much work on this farm. I think that the 77 hours on that Fiat are 77 genuine hours. I'm pretty sure I brought that new with 0 hours on the clock. That was used by DS Agri as well to do a lot of work, but that's genuine hours that has been used. I forgot to have a look actually at the stats of the save to see how much this game has been played. I think it's one of the longer ones that I've been part of. Obviously didn't do all of it because of the multiplayer aspect, but yeah, it's been fun. Been a lot of fun. I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and YouTube channel members at this point. Appreciate you guys all supporting the channel. You are awesome. And, you know, kind of helps make some of the stuff that goes on in the background possible. And I need to make a note of that. I need to get a fresh notepad up here. I really do. So I'm getting to the point now where I'm a bit more organized and a bit more caught up on everything. Almost. Don't really have a kind of forward load uploaded, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So, head is not really any better. Just kind of at the point where I've decided to say screw it, power through where I can and where I can't. Just go with it. Doctor's appointment booked for about a week and a half from now, which was the soonest that I could get. So, just how it is these days, I think. Anyway, yeah. I've lived with headaches for so long that I'm kind of used to it. I will admit I've not had one that's lasted now for 10 days. Don't think I've had one of those before. But we'll get it checked and see what it is. The medication that the doctors prescribed me to sort it appear to be doing absolutely nothing. I have considered weaning myself off them. They're one of those meds you can't just stop, which is a bit annoying, but I might just wait and see what the doctor says. But they don't feel like they're doing anything. So, anyway, let's get this straw loaded up. So we have straw, hay and grass silage. So we have a lot of grass silage. I end up spending quite a lot of time loading bales. I'm not going to show you all of it because this would have been a several hour long video. It's been one of the interesting challenges of this series is no auto load and no auto stacking technology available yet. Lots of bale handling. This would have been a really good opportunity actually to use the I did a couple of videos on this where I had both computers running and I did kind of a drone type shot. This would have been a really good video to use that. I didn't think of that when I was recording it. I think I only did that like twice and just haven't remembered to do it since. It's one of those things that's a bit of a pain to set up, and it does look quite cool, I think. Don't know about others. I think it looks quite cool. Might try and do it again at some point. Not for this video because I was disorganized. Fans of the bale bunker, you might actually know by now. I think it's due to be released in the next day or so. So if you're a fan of Cartech's little mod, then that should be available for people, which is really cool. The other really cool mod that came out recently is the camera system. I really like that. Very clever, very interesting mod. I think you could maybe do some fun stuff with that in terms of placing cameras on vehicles in unusual places. And sometimes you get on some front loader implements, it will have a camera built in, but it's a camera that switches the whole view. But what might be quite cool is, I don't know, I don't think it would work with like a tractor with a front loader, but like a telehandler, you could maybe mount a camera on the boom or on the headstock of the boom, and that might be quite fun to have a play with. I did not have a look at doing that in the tutorial. I had to keep that within the bounds of what was sane to be able to provide support for, basically. But yeah, I think you could do some fun stuff with that. It's going to be interesting to see how that develops as guys that made that progress forwards. It's so cool. We seem to be having a wave at the moment, actually, of really interesting, clever mods. It's like the game's been out long enough that people have worked out some really funky things. I don't know if I wasn't aware of it, if it existed in FS19, but to me that's a brand new mod. I don't know, it might have been out in FS19, someone can correct me if it was, or be now like FS9 and it's been around forever and I'm a giant noob. It's entirely possible. But hey, I can stack bales reasonably well, not super messy anyway. Again, I kind of like the sound of this little old tractor. It actually reminds me of if you guys remember, I went way back before I did things like talking. I went to West Wales for a month with work, and it was in like the front garden of one of the houses. They had a little old, it was an Ursus or a Zetor as well, and it looked a lot like this tractor. It was a lot more used, shall we say. It was pretty bad, pretty beaten, but it looked a lot like this tractor. It was kind of cool. Actually, it was one of the things actually that made me think that having these tractors in the UK is fine. You know, it's kind of an Eastern European brand, but lots of this stuff just found its way here, I think, over time. You know, someone imports one, they sell it to someone else, someone imports another one, all that kind of thing. And I guess the nice thing about, I'm assuming here, I feel that a lot of this sort of Eastern European stuff tends to be, it's either fairly reliable or fairly simple to fix. I think it feels, you know, it's kind of what they have the reputation for, that it's all pretty basic mechanical engineering, and so if it breaks you can fix it with a hammer and some spanners rather than a laptop. You know, and I guess a lot of the stuff of that era was the same, that, you know, 80s and 90s you could fix it with a hammer and a spanner. Now we're in 2023, you can't even fix it with a laptop because you have to take it to the dealer. I guess at least if it's a John Deere. I don't know the situation on that whole right to repair thing, but yeah. It's still so warm here. It's actually not that hot outside. It's just that by the time I've sat for a day in the office and worked, it gets quite hot. I'm really looking forward to winter, actually, because I don't think I'll need the heating on in this room anymore. It's just, maybe I generate too much hot air. Been talking quite a bit today with work, so it could just be I generate far too much hot air. I don't really know what else to ramble on. So what else have we got on here? We've got the straw we're going to sell, we've got the hay we're going to sell. I'm not going to sell any of the, but I had a clear out of manure and slurry just before I started recording. In fact, well, when I played before I started recording this, it was probably about a week ago in real time. So I'm not going to worry about the little bit that's left. Straw, hay, silage to sell. We've sold the beets off. The little bit of maize silage just laying on the floor over there, I'm going to leave. The Warzy is going to go. I want to get a better bale shredder when we get a bale shredder on the new farm. In terms of selling the farm, the land is worth about 15,000, and then there's the buildings and stuff. I'm just going to take the value of the land off of here. We'll leave the buildings as is. And Maypole's one of those maps where the land is quite cheap, so you know we're not going to get much back, but we only paid 15 grand for the plot of land. It's why I built the farm here. So if you have played on this map yourself, this is where the lumber mill is. Or was. That was where I was where the lumber mill was, and we replaced it with a farm. It's quite a nice little plot of land with some fields around it and stuff. So. Anyway, first load of straw bales going. Let's see what we're going to get for these. not bad, 4.5 grand. So you might notice we're not getting an environmental bonus. That's because we don't own any fields, and so we have a neutral environmental score of 50. So no loss, no gain, which is a bit annoying because I'd actually got fields in pretty good shape. But you know, is what it is. So another 5. So I think we got about 10 grand there, and sometime later we've sold all of the sugar beet. You saw me do that. All the bales are gone. God, the farm looks so weird with all this stuff gone. So there were a few hay bales in this shed. They're gone. And all of those grass silage bales are gone. And we made decent money. A few hundred and something thousand. We've got milk to sell now as well. We've got about 20,000 litres of milk to sell. Yeah, the farm looks very strange. I'm going to leave the bags of, probably anyway, the bags of lime and the IBCs and stuff. Mainly, I can't be bothered to do the XML work to move them. So the vehicles, the trailers, the TMR mixer will all come across, but all the rest is going to stay. It's just not worth it. And the cows, obviously. So the cows are going to be going into the pasture, which will be quite cool. They should graze. Hopefully that pasture is big enough. If not, we'll do some supplemental feeding. We've got, do you think we've got hay? No, we've just got silage. We need to make hay. It's one of the things we'll need to do in May. The hay in May. God, I'm funny. What I didn't do is go to the right sell point, which was a little bit embarrassing. Actually, I've remembered what I was doing as I was recording this. I was watching a video by a guy, Canadian guy that I like, called Foresty Forest. He is a YouTuber who lives in a van and basically does hiking and mountain climbing and stuff in mostly Canada, some North America as well. And actually the video I was watching, he was talking about the fact that he finds talking on videos really hard, which is kind of apt because today I'm finding this quite hard. So yeah, it's quite interesting. He's a really good cinematographer. He just makes really interesting videos about bits of his life, and it was quite interesting how he has spoken about before that he finds it quite difficult to make the videos. He takes breaks from them. He primarily does it because it allows him to live a lifestyle he enjoys. So he lives on his income from YouTube, and you know, travels around in the mountains, walking with his dog, having a good time. But yeah, it was quite interesting, you know, listening to the struggles that he has, doing the thing that I guess allows him to live his lifestyle. And I suspect that's how he looks at it. You know, it allows him to live the lifestyle he wants to live. I really love watching videos like that. I watch a lot of like wild camping videos, the odd van life video, that kind of thing. So this is me showing the farm is worth £15,400. Yeah, and so I've never been camping, never done anything like that. I just love the idea of it, maybe not the reality. Maybe one day. I think I like seeing the places these guys get to go. It's one of the things I like about running, actually, and doing long distance running, is that I get to go to places that are less travelled and less explored and less peopled. And I think that's what I like about these guys that go off camping places. Guys and girls, because there are some girls that I watch to do as well. Anyway, last load of milk from Maypole Farm. It was quite weird playing on here for what will be the last time, unless I come back. I won't come back for content, don't worry. Yeah, playing for the last time on here was quite weird. We are about to do the last drive back into the farm. I say there were a lot of hours put into this, and there were some groundbreaking moments. You know, kind of having a multiplayer series or including multiplayer in a series. This was a first for that, apart from the stuff I do with Cartech, which is slightly different. which hopefully will come back soon. I need to have a chat with him about that. But yeah, so last load of milk, we're up to 160 odd thousand pounds, which is going to be really good for the mortgage over on the new farm. We can pay a decent lump off of that. We should have nearly 180,000 with selling the land as well. It's going to be pretty good. So yeah, last walk round the farm. The cows have got some food to keep them going for a bit, so I'm not worrying about the straw and any of the food that's left and stuff. That'll be fine. So I guess it is time to just have a quick check round. So we're going to sell the Warzy. I don't want to take that with us. Don't enjoy using it particularly. It was cheap. We can afford to buy a better one now, so that can go. Brings in a little bit of cash, which is kind of nice. It did a job at the time when we couldn't afford better. So kind of how I am looking at it. So yeah, a few IBCs of stuff. I might chuck some of them on the trailers. I'm not sure. We'll see. You'll see what arrives in Glenlarthon, I guess. Decent number of cows now. Decent number of cows. Up to 80 odd cows. And I think there are more cows due very soon. So yeah, we do need to get the soybeans out of here. So I don't remember where these came from. They could have come from contracting. But that's a nice, we hang on to these till the summer. It's a decent 30 odd grand there. And we have got some soybeans in the silo over on the other farm. So we're looking at a reasonable summer payday from those, which is going to be quite nice. Nice seeing the field of wheat that we planted growing in as well. So it's looking pretty good for whoever brought that field off of us. So we'll just get these loaded up, get this into the shed, and then the transport company will come move it all for us. And we will see it reappear in Glenlarthon next time in May. So I'll be restarting in there in May. There was nothing we needed to do back there for the last day of April particularly, I hope, because we've spent the day here. And you can't magic time. We don't have a time turner. Yes, I watch Harry Potter. Leave me alone. So let's close up. I hope you've enjoyed watching this series. I had a lot of fun with it. If you did, click the like button. Any comments, questions, suggestions, parting thoughts as we leave Maypole Farm, stick them below. And I guess I will see you in Glenlarthon. Bye.